Hello.
Hello. Is this Jaguar? Jaguar's mom?
Yes, it is.
Hey,
Yes.
good to have you. I'm glad you jumped on because both of our other guests couldn't make it, so we had no guests. So that's perfect. We're about to
Yes.
get
I'm
started here in
definitely
just a moment.
available.
I'm just making sure everything's live and streaming, and then we'll get going. All right, here we go. Welcome, everyone. We are just getting started, and we will begin in a few seconds. All right, welcome to the Sacred Lovisa podcast. We did have a couple people scheduled to be interviewed and talk today, but due to scheduling conflicts, they were unable to make it. So we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be covering the Meghan Walsh having her 5-year-old baby taken in. We're going to be airing a pre-recorded clip of that, and then also we have Jaguar's mom, Return Jaguar, on the line with us, and we are going to be talking to her today. And we'll also be airing or showing the press release uh, for Missouri. What county was that again, Dottie?
St. Louis County.
St. Louis County, but like what was Clayton,
Clayton,
Missouri? That's
Missouri.
what it was. Yeah, okay, Clayton. All right, cool. So, with that being said, here's what we'll do. We will. Would you like to go ahead and give your update, your Jaguars mom, for our viewers first? Go ahead, just in case, so we can get it out the way. That way, if you have any issues, we can have that done since we got you here now.
Okay. The update with my son is that I have not been able to the place where he was at Agape. The contract wasn't renewed with him. I do not know where he is. Sharana Sands Padoma, who is saying that she's a social worker, which she is not licensed. We did the research on that, and this seems to be a trafficking racket through the social services, calling through the area program managers. We have their names. If you go through the hashtag Return Jaguar on Facebook and various other social medias and even on the YouTube channel, the information of those parties are listed under the hashtag and on the YouTube channel, Facebook, and other social media networks. So I really don't know. I need everyone sending contact and doing investigations around Edward Brook Courthouse. I'm told that it's Suffolk County. Is in the Boston area, so I'm told it's called Suffolk County. I still haven't been able to have an attorney to assist. The other ones that I had that were interested, they were compromised, and they became, I don't know what is the word to use for scared without using the word scared. Um, and they did inform me that they knew very well of me while they were investigating or taking interest in my case, and various advocates and other professions became their life became more compromised upon inquiring of my son. So I have not any update of where my child is. Someone is pretending to be a social worker along with using the ID of an 80-year-old woman in North Carolina that is deceased. She passed away in 2020, Patricia Toxey. And there's also, I sent a compromised email, WebEx, of a Tara Kolinsky, which I recall as a Russian skater. But however, when you put it in, it's Russian writing when you put it in online, and other people have came up with the same results. And it shows a lawyer in California, which replied that they do not have any, they do not do business in Massachusetts. But what is odd, when we contacted them a few days or weeks later, their number was going to a senior resort center which was very odd. When to contact them again if they had any updates about their name being used for my child that was kidnapped in Massachusetts. And I'm asking everyone to definitely keep on doing investigations around Edward Brooke Courthouse in Massachusetts. Contact the media. Repeat, I have contact Boston 25 because
How
they
do
have an
you
article
spell
on
Edward
missing
Brooke
children.
Court for our viewers so they know what to look for? The name of the court was Edward Brooke?
It's Edward Brooke Courthouse. It's by the Haymarket Transit.
Okay.
It's,
and that's Edward
Boston.
Brooke, right?
Edward Brooke is named after somebody in history.
Okay.
I'm told that it's called Suffolk County, but don't hold that against me. We have a story very similar to Justine Pelletier. I had just got my housing back, and I was in, but I just needed a few days, maybe a few days, a week of shelter until I was officially situated in housing, which I was just going to be there temporarily until my housing was ready in other locations. What has happened since then is that every number that I get, you all know, has been compromised. It has interrupted my business, and like some transactions I had forgot. So when I thought about it, it was too late, and they had passed my name up. I've also had other nonprofits that I reached out to, which have also compromised my. They were supposed to be assisting me with my son, and which I helped them way before this happened to me, when I was on media platform and I had more, pull and I didn't need housing. I took care of my child. So this is just really happening now. So I've been highly compromised and hijacked with attending to my child along with other livelihood services.
Oh, wow. So, and what was it about recently? You had an update with your case where you said something about that they denied you. What was it? They took. I seen a post you made recently. They took your money or something like that recently.
I've had so many situations occur. That's with housing agents that I had applied with. That's one situation. They took my money. I also had everything. I know it was a nonprofit that I was communicating, and they put you under a trap, so they're going to help you by getting more information out of you, and then they use that information to set you up for oppression and control. And so that they're going to help you, and by giving them this information. And so what they do is take the information, and they had where these I was working assignments. And everything was, I went back on my emails and I was like, well, hold up, this is not right. So they basically was playing a trick what I was going through with these nonprofits, where I'm being used for a tax deduction and they having me work and do services for them, use my concepts for their benefit. So
wow.
But they were the only ones
that's so messed up
that knew
for them
where
to
I was
do that.
applying. Yeah. And they contact where in order for me to have income opportunities that I was having, they contact them, and then what strangely, I can't confess to all the details. I can only tell what's behind the scenes because people don't want to compromise their lives and their reputation and their livelihood by giving me information that they weren't, I guess, technically best interest not for them to give me. However, they would they was doing stuff to where they had me come in, do assignments, and then would not pay me. And I'm still in dispute even a year later and months later about hours that are owed to me. And it didn't happen until they got some wind that I got started on these opportunities. It would happen no matter where I go. And I even had where one of them, they had information where they told me that they were going to contact the housing place to make sure that I get my housing and my inspection quickly and secure a unit. And what they did was contact them. The Hill Network is the name of their nonprofit. That's one of the nonprofits that did it, but it has other ones that's involved that include celebrities. The other one was that what they did was contact the housing and basically basically said something very nonsense for them to not give a care about quickly getting me housed.
Wow, so they're basically using those programs like for not only for your information, but for the tax, they're getting tax deduction on it. Not only that, but they're using that information to set you up in the future so that you fail, basically, is what they've been doing, right?
Set up in the current and the future.
Gotcha. So they're basically, basically like the same tactics that we're seeing with Angie's case and a few others. Like they're using these tactics. Oh, do all these things or these steps, and then you'll get your hits back, or this or this, and then they're completely lying, and then they do the opposite, and it's really sick.
Trafficking. Yeah, that's part of trafficking. That's what it is, data collector trafficking, and it's definitely an urgency to stop. Because how is it? They're going to say everybody else could get services without birth certificate, social security card. I know when I help people out, including for Hurricane Katrina and for much other stuff when I had platform opportunity, I was able to help people to where they didn't even have to show a birth certificate or social security card for anything. They was able to go just because they knew me, and everything got processed for them within a timely manner. Now I'm being insulted, and they don't even want to give me when I went into one of the housing places and gave my paper, it was only because I had witnesses, and they said, well, they used to give, it's a proof of receipt when you turn in your papers on time. And she said, oh, well, we don't give that. And the girl said, well, they used to give it. And that was how she got there and changed her tone and her mode up then. And I'm like, and this is happening continuously every time I go do a transaction. I'm having to get up every day, get the run around, go from place to place, and this here is a wear and tear on me. Even whether I have someone borrowing the money from me or I'm taking it from my savings from what I've been paid, it's a wear on me, along with fighting for my child. And that's why it's definitely critical that everyone and contact this media or what's going on with this various trafficking with the housing, the social service programs that really are they're really coming as a cult oppression. They have you go through them, sign up to collect the data, and they'll promise you, well, I'm going to help you with this, I'm going to help you with that. And then they get there and have to where they affect your livelihood of working, and along with information that they have of you getting your children, then take the concepts and go give it off to the celebrities that have had their children taken or whatever platforms they on, and then, leaving my child out of it intentionally.
Sorry about that. I was just adding your images to the display, the ones you sent that I think somebody put them in the Signal chat. I think might have been Tamsin, but I think it's relating.
Yes, and I appreciate that so much. I appreciate all you all who are sharing. I may have to do everything offline because I had an account on Clapper. Somehow, I don't know what happened. They didn't got that shadow ban where I wasn't able to even load up videos on there. It doesn't matter what platform I go to. It ends up getting shadow banned, taken down. So I mainly have to advertise offline. And I
will definitely be more than happy to help share out any of the images and posts you want to get out there. If you're having that issue, we'd be more than happy to help with that.
Yeah, they're all public on my timeline. All of them are public on my timeline, and I do see when other people are going to my profile, I'm seeing stuff that I know is public, but it'll show as though it's saying it isn't available, even though I know I have it as public.
Right. So here, let me can I go ahead and share my screen for our viewers with the screenshot, those images, so that you can tell our viewers what they're all about?
Okay. I'm not able to see the photos because I'm not able to log directly. One of the last times I used Zoom, which Anna stands for Doma, and another advocate, which they became threatened, and they sent me a cryptic message, and I have not been able to speak to them since the last one of the last conversations with Anna, which was approximately in July 2021.
Well, this one is a
something happened.
Screenshot. It says Holbrook School District. And
Okay, that's the school district my child was at, and what they're telling me when I called recently, I called the nurse's office, I called the absentee line, left messages, and one of the last time I called the junior high and the high school, and they're going to tell me that my child isn't there at that school. He was there in the fall and winter of 2021. He was there.
okay, and now they're denying that he's even there at all, or ever was, right?
Yes, there. Yeah, and I've had people send gifts there, so I don't know if my child have even received the gifts there, and also at a GAPE or any other addresses they may have came across, because a lot of times, due to the intercepting of calls, people are not able to timely get back to me, or of them also being attacked also.
Okay, gotcha. What about this next? What's next one says return Jaguar, hashtag return Jaguar, hashtag return Jaguar, anti-jurisdiction of Massachusetts and non-resident raid rescue release from, and then it has Edward Brook Courthouse by Haymarket Line.
Yes, that's the transit line that is by on New Sharon, Edward Brook Courthouse, similar to Justine Pelletier. My child, the judge, Helen A.B. Bryan, which has not been able to be reached by any means, even getting her personal phone numbers. Within 36 hours of the first time contacting her since last year, the number changed. When you call back, the voicemail changed from a regular voicemail to a physical therapy, social work type of voicemail within 36 hours of having her personal phone number. She also is the Massachusetts Black Judges. She's the secretary there. There has been several emails sent repeatedly, which have not been responded to at all within the last 15 months. And her personal emails come back as though it's rejected, and she has approximately 23 of those.
Okay. What about this next one here? This is undelivered mail return to sender. This is the email security gateway host. I'm sorry to inform you that the message below could not be delivered. And it was the subject heading on this was modest composure, but this is looks like it's the mail was unable to be delivered from one. Is this regarding the last thing you were talking about? Unable to get a hold of them?
That's directly regarding the Edward Brook Courthouse. I contacted their courthouse every day, several times a day, to request the physical court documents, which has been denied to me. There are those that investigated the case. They wasn't able to obtain the physical paper, but they said, you are right. Your child's supposed to return back. This is what you're saying, even though you don't have proof of papers. They wasn't able to obtain the proof of papers, and they were saying your case has been dismissed since April 5th. I said, well, that proves when they did the Zoom hearing on April 27th, that was a fake court hearing, because the original judge from March 29th sounded like Judge Maybelline. The judge, whoever was pretending to be Helen A.B. Bryan on April 27th was sounding like Nicki Minaj, which that's a very differentiation in voices.
Okay. What about this next one right here? Refused to reply to video of hashtag Rod Rita Stevens 112886 Joan hashtag Joan Peterkin Clark 62959 Harrison Boston PD misconduct, illegal abduction, abuse of power, mishire, illegal search and seizure of items and docs incident Wednesday 2021.
That is the card of where my child, the manager that was there, that has also been requested to release the video to me, or at least provide a transcript of what happened from the video. She has refused upon multiple requests to voicemails and emails of the illegal and misconduct of the abduction of my son on that property that she is responsible for managing, and the parties that were part of it. It was definitely dozens of those from the police department, along with a Christine from Boston Medical Center, Joan Peterkin Clark, and Rodretta Sharika Evans. She is on Facebook, and she has a name similar to mine. Rodretta Shanice is what she's using on Facebook currently. Those are those that are involved with abducting my son. And her mom is Tina Marie Evans Smith. That's her mom name. And she has a family that works in various social services that include Daphne Evans that works in the Cambridge. So this definitely needs to be traced. And I've also reached out to distant cousins of some of these family members. And one of them, they kept it brief. No, I can't say it was brief, but they was replying to me basically that they're not involved with children, but they do have a contract themselves with the state. But they were saying, well, they don't do anything with the children. However, their cousin does traffic between Florida and Maryland and Massachusetts.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so this next one is return Jaguar pronto on demand to his mom, safe and sound, free and clear. Numbers referred. Contact him in Massachusetts State Ethics Commission, fair hearing, and then state auditor, and it has the numbers for those. Suzanne Bump. What's this one for?
Okay, that one is in which that concept, if y'all see that, has been stolen and used various other platforms by many of these 401cs and other celebrity, let me use the quotation celebrity that's going through this here, but it's actually about return my son free and clear. And basically my son should have been returned to me free and clear, and that's what automatically got to be the request, the push request when speaking to these people, even if you don't recall all the details, but definitely aware of this here. Free and clear, return my son immediately, and calling for a urgent a pronto investigation to return my son along with punishing these traffickers.
Okay. And then we have, oh, sorry about that, folks. I had my camera, I knocked it over a bit ago and I was trying to adjust it, and you probably caught that on the screen share. So that's, if in case anybody was wondering, that's what that was. This one right here is the Kitchen Bachelor. It's posted by that person, hashtag return Jaguar from by Atlantic Ocean, Georgia. Tan Camille Kelly's mass remnants, spin-offs, ticket holders, remixes without process and procedure, without incident, smoothness.
Okay, that one is, the Atlantic Ocean is what it has on that one. The Georgia Tan. The Georgia Tan is someone back in history for what's going on now. This is what's happening. And the ticklers are those that they keep company with them, even though they do it to where, it's not my child that it's happening to. And they may get there and get involved to cover a few people, but they're kind of tickled about it. The remnants and the spinoffs are these nonprofits that I've explained that have stolen concepts from me, that are a part of this card oppression. They're data traffickers, and they are a part of and spinoffs of keeping all this of our children held up, and also being just as these people, even though they speak against this here happening, sociopaths.
Okay, gotcha. And then there's this other one is bring and return Jaguar to his mom, Shaughnessy now. Case ID 3756844. Bear witness. Bring my child. Bring our children. Bring our babies home. Stop CPS corruption.
That one is that's the case ID with Shoanna Sands Padoma, where she just turned 26 years old. She's if you go to her social media platforms, she's just too informed to be even having a college degree at to 26 years old to be a social worker. She has ignored my request to get another social worker or speak to Patricia Taxi, who is deceased, the supervisor. That case ID is what she has given as a case ID number. So I don't even know if it's legit. I'm being told by others that investigated, and I don't know if it may be able to, me saying this here, they're going to be able to be identified for peeking around or whatever, or whatever like that. But I'm being told that there really is no case ID of of my son, but this is what has been put in the email, that case ID number.
Oh, okay. And this is another common tactic that they're using. They're giving people false case numbers, false emails, false contact info, and then they're completely ignoring them. Or in the case of that other one where we saw this one right here, this is a lot of the common tactics they use. Like what they'll do is they'll wait for someone, and then what they'll do is they'll purposely block them from any receipt from sending any future emails to them. And usually, what happens, it being in the tech field, for those that don't know, I do know this. When it says rejected, it means that the other person blocked or marked their content as spam, or basically red flagged their email from ever sending them anything. So it's not even getting through the system. And that's done intentionally, unless, and the only other instance that should happen is if the email don't exist anymore, but you wouldn't have that rejected if it didn't. So
it's such to be in a courthouse.
Yes, exactly. And then so this next one says, I think the phrase goes, "Tat my name so I know it's real." And this is Shariana. Is this related to anything related to your case, or no?
Shariana stands for Doma, is the one that I'm reporting that is pretending to be a social worker. She just made 26 on March 14th, born 1996. She just made and she refused to give her social work number, which and we've investigated. We can't find anything. They had it public, I know, last year. It's been even reported to the Department of Labor, but on the Department of Social Work site, they have to be in on it too, because they have been well informed about Rodretta Sharika Evans, John Peterkin Clark, Brianna Jacqueline Pierre. They have been well informed. And then they have two people using that's of multiple races using the name Pamela B. Hale of the same birthday. Okay. So this is a racket that has been reported all through various state, Massachusetts department, and even to the governor and Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito.
Okay, gotcha. And then this next one here. Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. I think that was everything, right? Yeah, I believe so. Those were the ones that were in the Signal chat earlier. Those are the ones that I think Tamsin sent in there. So I thought I'd put those in there for our viewers so people can get a little more familiar and get a background on that, because I know you've been interfered with left and right as far as your technology and ability to get your message out goes. I know, because you rarely are ever able to get on.
It erased all my numbers. Even to Holbrook Police Department had called me back, and he sounded as though he was real interested. They intercepted I wasn't able to call, so I was like, well, when is it you call a police station and the phone just ring, and then it automatically has that like the hang up noise to it after 8 rings. Every time I was calling back for the deputy that had contacted me about Agape. Right now, this investigation has to go more toward Shariana Sanfordome, because in July, was that June? It was before I did the interview with Saisha, the American Idol contestant that had her children taken from her, which stole concepts from me. She told me, Shariana Sanfordome told me that she did not. I have the picture from that video conference with my child. It's severely appearing drugged up in June 2021. And she told me that she did not want me to record her. So that's is proof that this is a false case.
Yeah, that's a total red flag too, right there. Like, those are some of the indicators, just little things like that. Her not wanting to record her, and then the email thing we just talked about, and then other tactics as well, like giving wrong case numbers. These are very all little itty bitty pieces of the puzzle, that and tactics that they use to make it almost impossible for these victims of CPS corruption, and family court corruption cases to even get anywhere at all. It's complete deprivation of due process on a massive scale, you guys. And, this needs to stop. I mean, it's happened with Angie. It's happened with Jaguar's mom. It's happened with the Bowles family. It's happening with Jaclyn Perkins. It's happening with a lot. So many people now are speaking out. And this is not just a nationwide problem. I do truly believe this goes international because of the AFCC, which is an international organization, but that's ultimately who's pulling a lot of these organizations' strings, you guys. So it's important to know that.
Yeah, we're fully aware of that. We need the tactic of definitely we got to have these activations going. Like, it's been working for everybody that stole the concepts from me. the tactic of getting the citronella candles with the broken chargers at all these places where our children are being kidnapped from, and that this trafficking is going on, and that include the nonprofits that are collecting data that are false pretense to assist us just to collect the data, get a social security number and a birth certificate, which we understand what they're using. What that is witchcraft to get the birth certificate information along with get the life insurance on these children, which goes back, like I say, it's very deep what it goes to. Boston 25, I've written to them several times. I don't know why I'm getting a runaround, because if I'm applying about a topic where what happened to my child, the title was Missing Children in D.C.F. And I'm telling you that I'm one. What is it that they're not replying to me? And I'm continuously sending emails to them. I've sent emails to Joshua Delacourt. I don't know if they're missing or not. But he told me right when I contacted him, and it's very odd, he said, I'll be waiting on your email. I said, well, I'm going to type it up. And I said, be right there. It should be there within 30 minutes to an hour. I consistently sent the same email several times, still haven't got a response back. That was over a month ago, because they did the report about the stingray at the on the news station. You know, there is what possibly was used on my device, where I had items stole from me and they didn't take when they took my child. They finished taking it off where they had to. Was hours away, and they my window ended up getting busted in the vehicle I was using, and then my child art they had all my child art drawings in it. So he had his own little art sack with all this stuff in it. That ended up getting, along with other personal documents, my jewelry, however a bin in it did not get touched or anything taken out of it, but mainly the book to take, and I was fighting him not to take that along with my son. And this was over dozens of people, if not over 20 people. Definitely, I'm going to be posting more photos that I'm sure that they can, after this show, I'm going to be posting more flyers. So definitely they can be studying this case here and know all the traffickers that are involved with this.
Nice.
I don't know if
you want to send us some images of those flyers so we can help share them out too?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to put that definitely in the on the groups and on the page. I don't know if Kate Walsh is kin to John Walsh. She is the CEO of Boston Medical Center, and I have people even telling me more tragic stories after my incident happened. It was saying, well, I wish that you did not go there. I wish you did not go there. And I wouldn't have went there if like I said, if I had my housing, number one. And number two, the second reason, like I said, that was the main reason why I went there, because the welfare office had referred me to go there, which is a setup. Instead of them being able to help, they have you sitting up in the hospital with a special needs child that's not going to keep still. You know, children that are special needs are not going to go through process and procedures and be perfectly well. And that's what got a report of my son.
Well, thank you so much, Jaguar's mom, for giving us updates. We really appreciate you jumping on, because we didn't have any guests, and so for you to be able to come on was perfect. Because we know you have been trying to get your story out, and they've been blocking you every which way. So it's good to have you on here and be able to let you get your story out and share some of your information regarding your case, because people need to hear it. I mean, if they're coming at you trying to stop you that hard, we must be onto something pretty good, pretty big, you know, and we must be on the right track, so to speak.
Yeah, this has been over a year that my son has been illegally abducted and held hostage, and I don't get how a judge, if, you know, April 5th, where Patrick Long got there and was very horrible. He's been reported for this to disbar him, and they intentionally kept me up out of the court hearing. I was calling from 8 to 1 p.m. on April 5th, the day my child was supposed to be returned. And he's going to send a message, and matter of fact, I want everybody to put a screenshot that I hope the number shows on that screenshot, or if they could see through the background on the screenshot, where he sent a message, well, go to the courthouse and figure out for yourself what happened.
Oh, wow.
Patrick
yeah,
Long.
Definitely send us that.
Yes.
If we have to, we can help you clean it up too, if it's hard to see.
All right, I definitely will be posting it, because I have so many pictures within the last year that I had to relocate It's a lot. It's not something that you could just take in 2 minutes to hear. It's something where you
Right.
definitely have to get forensics and with the show called CSI on.
Right. Definitely proper chain of custody protocols for sure. So thank you very much for sharing your updates, Jaguars Mom. We really appreciate it. If you want to stay on for the rest of the segment, you're more than welcome. We're gonna segue into so speaking of Meghan Walsh, since you brought up the Walsh name just a minute ago, we have an update or a breaking news story from like 2 days ago, apparently. So Meghan Walsh's 5-day-old daughter was taken from her by D.C.F. a couple of days ago. This went viral like day before yesterday. So we're gonna air it right now.
I didn't see it in the timeline. It's not on no device I've had access to, or even if I'm by somebody on their device, I have not seen. Nobody has even mentioned it. So you mean Meghan Walsh?
It was like 2 days ago. It was June 3rd. This aired, or this went viral. This happened apparently. So I just found it on Facebook.
I thought this was her other children.
No,
this is regarding her newest one, her 5-day-old baby.
The baby's like
no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just hearing about this here. Okay, now I have to tell you all the impression that many of us have about John Walsh, because I was a very big advocate fan of his from elementary school. This is what we know. Now, this is the impression what we have of John Walsh. We have that was his only child, the one that got killed, and because of that, he didn't have no more children. That is what 100,000 people really think today. Even when I talk to people today, they're like, no, that was his only. I was like, yeah, I thought the same thing until recently.
A Mandela effect.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people were fooled in there. And actually, we have a couple links as well to her coming out and telling her story like last year about saying her dad's a monster. So actually, you can check that out. I'm going to put these in the description. But this is dated 10/29/2021 on Rumble, and it's by Dark Outpost. And basically, she says, "My father's a monster." It's a 2-hour like documentary thing that or interview that she does. So that's the backstory to this. So just for context for our viewers.
I'm letting you all know that it's 100,000 people that is not believing what I'm saying, because they are under this impression that the child that had the baseball uniform that we all seen, he had no other children. There are 100,000 people. Every time I go out in the street, I talk to people, I speak. They are still under this impression. This has been over a year. I've been close to a year. I have been mentioning that, and it's like nobody still believes that or what I'm saying. I was like, yeah, he has other children, and it's like,
but nobody talks about that. No, it's funny because she apparently has a bunch of kids of her own, and it wasn't until this video went viral that they're saying that people started looking and asking if she had any other family. Apparently, she has 4 other kids.
That her
very similar situation there, actually.
Yeah, no, that John Walsh took her kids.
Yeah, no, I know. That's totally he did.
Yeah,
he's not the man that everybody thought he was over the last
pedophilia,
several decades.
Crazy agenda.
Yep.
Whatever you want to call it.
Let's.
I feel so bad. So bad because I admired him so much for decades.
A lot of people did. Nobody knew. Nobody knew.
Like people didn't know. It's just
we didn't know about other children.
He wasn't protecting kids. Think about what he was really doing with them. Jesus.
Right. All right, let's play the video, and it's about a 40-minute segment. We should just play it all the way through. We have we'll play it all the way through, and then we'll segue into the press release announcement that we have for your case, Dottie.
But here's the bottom line. The order says that the baby has to go to D.C.F. today.
He saw nothing. The judge saw nothing.
I wasn't there. I don't know anything about the case.
Well, why don't you guys leave it up to D.C.F.? I just talked to
D.C.F.
Tiffany.
Is right here.
I understand, but I talked to Tiffany, the CPI, and she said that we can. I said, please, let's work together. And you all have an obligation by law to keep us together, offer services, come in the home, do whatever. But by law, they are supposed to first and foremost, family first. Sunshine law, you guys know this. This is my 4th and 14th Amendment being violated, sir.
But here's the thing. I cannot leave here today without your child.
But if this is a fraud report, then that is criminal.
If it's a fraud report,
It is.
listen to me. If it's a fraud report, you can deal with it down the line.
But that my baby's separated then with a system.
I understand.
This
but
is a national issue, sir, and you know that.
I don't know anything about your case, ma'am.
No, I'm talking
I
about.
didn't even know you were John Walsh's daughter.
I'm glad.
I
well,
had no idea.
God forbid John Walsh would be lying. God forbid.
Ma'am, I'm not here to debate that. I haven't.
This is by law. You are supposed to keep us together. A
I'm following the judge's order.
5-day-old baby in a system with strangers when I am here.
Well,
This is a fraud report. I have the documentation. I've done nothing wrong.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'll bring D.C.F. up here. You talk to him. You're going to have to turn the baby over to D.C.F.
This is sick.
One way or the other. And listen to me. You can work with them.
That's what they're obligated to do, sir,
Yes.
is to keep the baby, do everything in their power to keep the baby. That is severe abuse to remove a baby from primary care.
Right.
It is.
Okay.
That is their obligation as a service and to the people.
Right. I have a judge's order. Okay. I don't want to have to force my way in.
No, you would not ever have to do that. Please stop
But
threatening that.
But here's the bottom line. I can't be out here all day.
I understand that, but this is my baby.
I completely understand.
This is my child.
Yes, I understand.
They have stolen my other 3 children, and everyone knows that.
I don't know anything about any of that, man.
That's it. That's ignorant to say, sir, because this is a small town.
You said you recognize me, but I don't know who you are.
I thought that you were a different officer. I'm sorry at first through a window. I apologize.
You might know Captain Consolo. That's all right. No, I'm not.
It was a mistake, sir.
That's fine. I understand you're upset.
And I'm very calm for what's going on. This is just fundamentally and in truth.
Yeah,
This is
you're doing
fraud.
fantastic.
This is fraud.
Okay.
It's criminal. I want to make a police report right now, please.
We will. We're going to make a police report, and we'll take your statement, and we'll put it in there, and then you can work with DCF, whatever you have to do to try to get your child back.
No, that doesn't happen. They're trying to adopt my other children under fraud.
Well, I don't. Like I said, I don't know anything about any of that. I don't know anything about that.
Please, you all do the right thing. This is humanity.
The DCF will take care of your child, and they will work.
No,
with you.
I am terrified. Anyone will be terrified. Your child, you put and taken to a foster home when this is fraud and you've been harassed for a year. You would not be okay with this, sir. You would do everything.
Yes, but I would take it through the court system, which is what you're already doing with the other children, is what you explained to me.
On a fraud case.
Yeah, but I don't know that. I don't know any of the facts in the case, man.
I understand.
I don't.
I understand, but you have to listen.
I am listening to you.
I know.
I am listening to you.
We're supposed to all do everything to protect children.
Listen, I understand you're upset. I understand.
I'm terrified.
I know
This
you
is
are. I can
not.
see that.
It's not okay, and it keeps going on.
We will.
Everyone knows that this is fraud, and this is retaliation from my father. Everyone knows that,
Okay.
sir.
and
Across this country.
we will take a statement from you, and that will be in our reports.
We filed in federal court already.
Okay.
This is very serious, and the sheriff's department got a notice of liability. They have a notice of liability from me and through federal court.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
You gotta dig a little
Well,
deeper.
can we look into
You
that?
gotta start
please?
digging,
Because This
man.
should not be
No,
happening.
I can't right now. I'm here for this specific incident.
But this applies to it, sir. It's what, sir? What's going on?
I just want to resolve this thing peacefully.
I do too. I do too.
I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to force the door. I don't. Please.
I know. Please don't.
Yeah, but then all you have to do is open it. And DCF is right here. We're not.
I don't trust DCF.
How
And
could you
it's
trust
my
that they already took our
child.
other
No, I
kids?
understand that.
And taken to strange doctors that testified against me and put in a foster care. Would you want that for your children?
No, I wouldn't. But again.
And if it's a false report when you know you have documentation that you can give to them.
Then you're going to have to, unfortunately, fight that in court.
But that doesn't protect, that doesn't save my
You have
child.
an attorney?
I got a court-appointed attorney because of the legal abuse, and she's done nothing.
Okay.
She's not fighting for my children, and I'm recusing her today.
All right.
Nobody wants to touch the case, man. Now you know.
Because of
Now
my
you know why.
father.
Now you know.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, we're going to have, how are we going to resolve this? Today?
I told them they can come in. I will give them the reports that the baby's fine. They can offer me services. I'm willing to work with them, but they need to keep my baby with me. That's by law. They're supposed to make every effort to keep the child with the parent.
All right, hang on a second.
Lord Jesus. They can come up with this stuff. This is mental abuse.
All right. Here's the thing. This order, like I tried to explain to you, I understand your frustration. I understand your hurt.
No, my child. I'm protecting my child. And I have the documentation. I understand that there's an order, but if I have the documentation, and I was never notified by my lawyer this morning, nothing. And she should have contacted me and asked me for the documentation. I have it, so that should null and
Who is
void.
your lawyer?
Jennifer Hickson.
Jennifer Hickson? Can you call her?
Yeah, I tried to text her.
Can one of you guys call her?
Yeah, I tried to text her, and I want to do this right, sir. I'm not trying.
I know you do, but here's the problem. I mean, at some point. I was just told your
Yes.
attorney was in court this morning for this.
And did not notify me before, and did not get any of my
You have
evidence.
your phone on you right now?
It's in the back. I can get it. Yeah, thank you. Yep, I can show you even my text messaging her. Everything, sir. I'm not lying here.
No, I'm not saying you are, ma'am, at all.
I'm a very good person, and I'm an amazing mother. My father is retaliating against me, and this is fraud. You are supposed to protect and serve. Eric is my sheriff, too, and my
We
children.
protect and serve every day. I don't know anything about your case.
I'm
All I
telling
know-
you,
I know you're telling me.
and everyone's here and telling you that.
I know they are. That's what you're telling me. I don't have the evidence to your case. don't know
I
what-
can present them with the documentation. I'm even
not,
saying
I'm
that.
not a judge, ma'am.
I understand.
I'm a lieutenant. I'm the watch commander. We have an order. If the child needs to go to D.C.F., and this order has to be.
What about if that's criminal,
You have to comply
though?
with it.
It's criminal because it's a false report. Don't you have to take that over?
That's what you say. I don't.
No,
know.
I'm asking.
I don't know anything about the case.
If I have the documentation, if the claim
It's
is...
just a little bit.
I try-
can't-
yeah.
Sorry, the window
Hold on.
is...
I think it's, pardon me, the sign.
I have the documentation that she was seen by a doctor. The claim is false.
But you gotta understand, I'm not a judge. I can't make that decision. All I can go off is this. It's like the laws that we enforce. And there's laws on the books. I
But
can't.
the Constitution, these are violations of my amendment rights. My rights, my given rights. This
And they
is my
got
child.
fire rescues here
I
too.
understand
Wow.
You're being upset. And I really appreciate you coming to the window and talking to me.
Because I have worked with them. They have made up these claims against me. They continue to fight to take my children and are ignoring this to retaliate with my father.
Okay.
This is known. I swear on my life, sir.
So-
I don't know any of that.
Well, it's all over the country.
It's all over the country.
It just isn't local here.
They're all going to come here and come to you. The sheriff has already even been called.
Who's gonna come to me? I don't understand.
No, my support and everything. People know across the country, and this is very wrong.
Okay.
This is aiding and abetting John Walsh in crimes.
I'm not aiding and abetting anybody in a crime.
By going along with it, it is.
Ma'am, I have a order signed by a judge that it's my duty to make sure this order is carried out.
It is also your duty to have discernment and to protect.
I can't have discernment with an order like this. I do protect. I protect and serve every day, ma'am.
Taking babies, sir.
I am not.
Yes, you do. You aid in taking babies.
I am not. I have an
Yes,
order.
you are.
That baby is to go with D.C.F. and to be checked out by the medical people.
And that's disgusting. I went to my private doctor yesterday.
Hang on, ma'am.
Okay.
Let's verify that. So,
My baby is beautiful and
Yes.
healthy, sir.
yes, your baby is.
She has a
beautiful.
clean bill of health from the
What
doctor.
is your baby's name?
I don't feel comfortable giving that information without my lawyer, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
I'm sorry. I just don't know what
A
to
little
say or
girl,
not.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I've just been informed that since you're aware of this order, that your child is should be in the custody of D.C.F. and right now you're interfering with child custody.
No,
So
I'm not. I'm just trying to
I'm
do
just
what's
trying to
right.
explain. I don't want to see you go to jail. I want
No,
this
oh my
resolved.
God,
I want
what?
this resolved peacefully. And I
You're
just
threatening to take me to jail?
no, I did not threaten you. I didn't threaten you. I said
I'm
I don't
asking.
want to see you go to jail because they're right now they're saying with you not turning the baby over with this order and you're aware of it, it could be interfering with child custody.
You know that I'm not doing that.
I know you're talking to me,
You know I'm not doing that.
but I can't stay here all day and talk to you. You have to
But
resolve
this is a child's life, sir.
your child. We're not going to harm your child, man.
No, you're gonna take her, and then you're gonna go. Then they go along with my father in DCF. Did they call Jennifer? What did they say? What did he say?
So here before this goes any further, if you could just open the door and I can have DCF come in and talk to you, and they're going to have to take your child.
Sick. I can't believe you guys do this.
Ma'am, it has nothing to do with me. I don't know anything about your case.
Then as a human, you should stand up as a man and a father. Megan, I'm sorry. I'm just, right. I thought by law they're supposed to keep my child with me in every way possible.
No, if a judge orders your child
This
to be
is,
taken from you, so please, I'm
and,
running out of
and
time.
like he
I'm
said,
really running out of time
like he
because,
said, you can fight it in court now.
yes, please.
That's what I did last time, and they're trying to adopt my
Right.
children. You guys, once you let the children go, you never
Listen.
see them
They're
again.
going to break my
There's
door in
more
for
people
the
No,
here.
child.
There's
no.
more people here. If you cooperate now, it's just going to be very easy. Please, I'm running out of time.
Man.
Please trust. Listen, you
I
have to.
can't trust. They've stolen my other three children.
Me. I'm going to promise you nothing's going to happen to your child. I promise you. I give you my word.
They take them, and you don't see anything.
You don't know what happens after that.
You
though,
don't know.
right?
They already took him to Dr. Walters, and the attorney told me and asked for his deposition because he frauds cases. The own attorney, Alexis Echeverry, here in town.
Can you just please open the door because I'm running out of time. I really am.
And I can't,
You don't want to get caught in the middle of
I
this,
know.
please.
Okay, let me just see. I thought that they called my lawyer.
Please, ma'am.
Did they call my lawyer,
Yes, they
sir?
did.
And what
We're done
happened?
waiting. We're done waiting. Please.
Okay.
Please.
they're gonna come in anyway.
He's recording this.
Yeah, I've been alive the whole time.
No, you said that they were going to come.
They are. I have DCF coming.
I'm cooperating. Please,
you are.
you promised
Yes.
that they were coming in and I
They
could
are.
talk with
I'm going
them.
to come right now.
You said I could talk with
Yes, ma'am.
them.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, here's Dilks.
Yeah, he's been here the whole time. He wants in here so bad.
Yep. Hi. Hi. Where's Brooke? Can I please speak with you?
I know my thing.
No, Dilks is on my NOL. This is not. He should not be
Okay,
here.
So can we
I do
please
not feel okay with
turn the
him
baby
being
over?
here. Though.
He's leaving.
He should never
I know.
be here.
He's got like a hard on for this case.
That's all right. He's gone.
Yeah, okay.
So now let's resolve this peacefully, please.
I talked with Tiffany, and there's an obligation to keep us together. She's 5 days old, Brooke.
Look at these two.
I have the documentation. You all came last night and said that you would talk to me today, and we cooperated. I have the documentation from the doctor. They are sending it to my email. She was just there yesterday. That's a false report.
Okay.
That is a false report, and I will work with you all. We can do services, but you cannot separate a 5-day-old baby from its mother.
I understand, but unfortunately the judge has already ordered it.
You all should have come, like you said today. You said that you were going to come talk to me.
How do you guys do this job, man? This is horrendous.
I'm sorry, Megan, but it was already ordered by the judge. So
I have not abused my baby. I'm not anything.
Where's the
I'm
proof?
a good mother. There's no probable cause. You have no probable cause.
Kid's been on the planet for 5 days. How's their abuse?
Seriously.
I understand, Megan, but I
5
can't go
days.
against the judge's order, but he did say he'd like to see you this weekend if you can come in so we can have another hearing.
Well, why don't we regroup then?
My baby should stay with me.
Yeah.
Think about a 5-day-old baby going with you all to these doing all of this. That's not right.
Right?
And I have the documentation from the doctor. Complimented how beautiful she is and healthy and what a good mother I am.
Unfortunately, I can't change the judge's order, so they're just here to follow the judge's order. I'm just here since you know.
Why did you all do this and go to the judge when you said that you were going to talk to me? You never even got documentation or anything. I have the documentation. That was wrong.
Okay.
That's illegal to go and do that.
Well, that wasn't my decision. That was what was put in motion. But again, I sent you the information so you could be on there.
And I was not notified by my attorney, and I have an attorney.
Fidgeting
And
with
she
your phone.
never called for my documentation, nothing to represent me.
Who are you talking to?
Have you not spoken to her today?
No.
Okay.
I tried to text her, I can show you, and she just texted me about that there's an order.
Operation Warp Speed doesn't make any
I
sense.
have everything, and I'm filing an injunction as we speak. We have to work together. We have to work together. This baby needs to stay with its mother.
I understand what you're saying, but unfortunately the judge has already ordered it. So
That's what they say. That's just
She's a
like
robot. She's a robot.
Yeah.
She's brainwashed. She's a robot. Look at her.
All right, so we've made it this far. So here's the order. Okay, there's the order. You can have that, but you're going to have to file, and we're going to have to turn the baby over to D.C.F. That's the only way this is going to end.
This is so evil, you guys.
I know it's tough for you, but you're going to have to do it. Okay, I don't want this to go any further.
I don't either.
And I want you.
I want my
you.
baby
There's your
safe.
order. Yes, your baby is. D.C.F. is going to take care of your child. Listen, you go. You
She'll
file
never
your
see a
injunction.
kid again.
Okay. You file your injunction and you get in front of the judge this week and see what the judge says. And we'll
It's
go
a
from
week
there.
away. The best
it
interest
this
of a
week?
child is to be with its mother.
Okay. Tomorrow? Is that?
Tiffany said that they would talk with me to find a placement so it's not a foster home.
Okay.
Tiffany said that to me on the phone.
Okay.
And she said that you guys would work with me to not have this happen that way, you know?
Yeah, at least work with
There
her a
has
little
to,
bit. There's
you
got
know,
to be
we
a
need to protect
resolution.
this
There's got to be
child.
something.
It's not,
I mean, really, guys. I mean, you think about it. The
We're
baby's
not trying
5
to be
days old, and you're going to
defiant.
hand it
We're
over
not
to
anything.
somebody away from her mother this quick. It's like,
I've explained it
Tiffany's
to you
on the phone
already.
right
I know,
now.
you're
not
so
even-
you could give us
like,
names and numbers.
I know, I'm just
You're not involved, but
I'm just throwing the common sense
I know.
out there. I just would like to see her keep her kid for another day until they
can't
go in front of the
it
judge.
can't happen.
All right.
And we're running.
All right.
The clock is ticking. So please, I beg you. And then you.
I'm
And then
begging you to.
I know I can't. I have a judge's order, ma'am. Okay.
This is
I know it's hard.
This is sick. This is like truth versus he has no idea.
You're gonna have to counterfile. That's all I can tell you.
But it doesn't protect my baby.
Your baby will be protected. I give you my word. Okay. I trust
You've already
this lady.
taken my 3 children.
I know, but I trust her. I
fraudulently.
trust her that your child will be fine. I trust her that your child will be
My
fine.
children are being abused, and your sheriff's department even went and did wellness checks and ignored it.
Okay, ma'am, I don't know anything about that.
I'm telling you,
I didn't
you
know
can look
you.
at reports.
I didn't know you till today. I don't know anything about
Sorry,
your case.
excuse me. This is my lawyer.
Okay, you talk to your lawyer,
Yes.
and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Yes,
All right,
absolutely.
okay.
Hello? Hi, Jennifer. I've been trying to text you. Well, I didn't know that it was shelter, and you didn't notify me this morning. They came last night, and they told me that they were going to talk to me today. I have the documentation from the doctor. This is a false report. She was just at the doctor yesterday with a clean bill of health, Jennifer. She can't be separated from her mother. They're supposed to do everything they can. I will do so. I will let them check on us. Anything. Why didn't you fight for it? That this is a false report. Jennifer, why did you not tell them that this is fraud, or that you have not? Why did you not fight for this to protect my baby? This is about the baby. But I didn't hear one thing from you, and I was told that if I have an attorney not to do... I was told that I had an attorney. Thank you. I thought that I had an attorney, and I wasn't supposed to, because you were supposed to fight for my children. I've been there for everything. I would have been there. Yes, and a baby needs to stay with its mother, you know. This is about the child. Are you gonna fight for us? I mean, you haven't really done anything, Jennifer. I never received a phone call from you at all, Jennifer, to advise me. I can't believe you didn't stop that over a 5-day-old baby, Jennifer. You could have called me this morning and said, you have a hearing. Do you have documentation? Yes, I do. That's your job, Jennifer. I've never done this before. I'm very sorry. I have never done this before, and I was told that I needed to be notified by my lawyer. No, they ambushed me on that day and took my children. I did not know that. Well, excuse me. Will you file that injunction that I will send you? But you're not helping me either, Jennifer. I'm sorry. Well, I know that this is fraud, and I know the truth of the situation. Yes, all the allegations are fraud, and the report was that the baby had not seen medical care when she just did yesterday, with a full, clean bill of health. I didn't know. I've been at everything. I've done everything for over a year. Albeit anything. I thought I had an attorney finally. I've never been through court with an attorney or anything, from criminal to D.C.F. No, for this type of a situation. I did not have representation then. Yes, and I didn't have an attorney yet at that time. They're here right now. They've been, yeah. Mm-hmm,
What's her name?
It's Jennifer.
Jennifer? Jennifer. Yeah, Lieutenant Serena with the Sheriff's Office. Hi. She just needs to peacefully turn the baby over to D.C.F. That's all we're asking. And she's let us in. We're talking to her. And then she needs to resolve it with you, and you guys need to take care of whatever you have to take care of. So, I mean, that's where we're at. We're here. We have the judge's order, and I don't want it to go any further than this. I just want her to peacefully turn the baby over so we can get out of here and shoot. Okay. Okay.
I want to change her before you take her diaper.
Can they go? They can go with you for changing?
Huh?
Can
One
she?
of us is gonna go with
We
you.
got to go.
I'm
We got
trying
one law
to
enforcement
find-
officer and her. Unless you change her right here. Okay?
I don't want to give my baby
I know you
away.
don't, but you have to. It's not giving you away. It's just a DCF. And then you fight it with your
They took
attorney.
my other 3
I
children
know.
for a year, told me that they were going to give them back. Even
All
the
right,
judge said
you want
that.
to tell her if you want to talk to her real quick because we're
Why do you
at the
keep
end of the end
staring
here,
at me?
Look at him.
ma'am. Hello. Yeah. Can you do? We just want to end this thing. We just want this to be over with. Can you just please ask her to turn the child over to DCF?
Sure.
Hello.
Hi, Megan. I'm a supervisor with case management, and I just wanted to talk to you. If that's
Yeah, that's
I really
that's what
would
I'm saying, ma'am.
appreciate
That's what I'm
that.
saying.
Instead of all
I
this
understand that. There she
intimidation
is.
over a
Oh,
baby.
hold on, wait a second.
Hello. Sorry.
That's your
Hello.
attorney. She's telling her that.
You're supposed to protect this baby.
You get it's whatever she wants to change her. You know,
Oh,
by the
wow.
values, you can change the baby and then you can get out of here.
Should have never happened.
Pardon me? She's not going to do the baby.
And why didn't we do something then?
Our job.
No, I hadn't had the baby. When we spoke, I can't, sorry. There's a lot going on, Jennifer, I'm sorry.
Ain't that the truth?
Okay, I'm gonna speak with the supervisor. She's been kind enough to come up and talk, and we'll figure it out. Okay.
You can tell her who I am.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer.
I'm another supervisor. And at this time, there was court this morning at 9:30, where the judge did rule that, the child will be sheltered. So as of right now, the child is in the department's custody.
It's a fraud report, though. The baby was just at the doctor yesterday.
I understand your concerns as far as the child was born, you've taken her to the doctor, the first 5 days of her life, there's that documentation that the doctor reported that you're saying that you're taking good care of her. I'm not going to argue that aspect with you. I mean, that's great that you have that documentation. Please, please, please provide it to your attorney. She's going to be the one who's going to fight for you. But there's
Sorry.
No, you're fine. But at this time, I'm just saying the court ordered that the child be sheltered. I know you don't want to do that. I understand your attachment, and she is your mother. You are her mother.
It's for the baby. She needs to stay with
But
her
at this
mother.
time, there's no way to overturn that. So my suggestion and my request to you, and I know this is a terrible request to make to you at this time, is if you could please cooperate with us so we can make this situation and try to turn it around for the best of you and your baby.
And I want to, and I have cooperated, but you all have not cooperated with me at all. You have not at all. This whole year, it's been attacks and harassment and keeping my children with my father.
That case, I just want to talk about your baby girl right now because I don't like all of this. I don't like
I don't either. This should
everything
never
is put into.
happen.
So all I'm asking for is your cooperation. If you
They
want
told
my
me
number,
yesterday they were going to talk to me today, and I would have given them the documentation.
if you want my phone number, so you can check in with me and ask how she's doing, and I can send you pictures throughout the day. But unfortunately, Megan, at this point, you have to hand over the baby.
I don't want her
girl.
going to a foster home. Tiffany said
Do
that
you
we
have anybody that we could do home studies on? Anybody that we could look into?
Well, Caroline's she's a mother and a wonderful woman.
I just raised 4 kids. My
And we
last
could
one
be all, we
graduated.
can do services, we will work with you,
I
and we
wondered
can
what
stay
they-
together.
So there is an option. We can always look into people that you give us names. That's the whole process. If you give us names of like 50 people, hey, this is who we want you to look into for possible placement of my baby girl. She's willing to supervise the visits. We can do that. You just have to supply that information
But
to
for
us.
a week or days, you have my baby with strangers and being passed around. This is a small,
not
beautiful
necessarily.
baby.
Not necessarily. You're making assumptions without the process.
You're right. I've never been
That-
through the
that's
process,
fine.
and I know
So-
that you take them to Dr. Walters, which I've already
No.
been asked. That's where my children went before. And I'm saying what happened.
As to this baby is going to be taken to the hospital to look at by a doctor.
That's sick. She just
So-
went to the doctor yesterday. I don't
So-
want my child exposed to this.
We're going to take her to the hospital to have looked at, and then we're going to
This is
report
sick.
back to you. But in the meantime, if you would like her to be a possible placement option, then please give the information to Brooke or to Sierra so they can start running the backgrounds and starting that process. And we can look into her as a possible placement option.
They were supposed to help me with my other children, and they didn't. This is hard to trust.
I
hope you
cannot,
understand
and I
that.
completely understand that. I do not know the information in regards to your other children. All I'm trying to do is de-escalate this very, very crazy situation right now, and very heartbreaking situation.
It is, and you all are listening to John Walsh, and this is fraud. I have a federal case.
Yes.
Thank you. I have a federal case open about this.
Okay, we're not getting anywhere here.
I'm not.
You're gonna have to turn the baby over.
So,
Yeah, that's the bottom
Period.
line. So why don't you change the baby, please?
Oh my God, you guys are sick. Hello? They're telling me that there's an order and they have to take the baby and they're going to use force if I don't. Okay. Okay, you're on speaker. There's a deputy. Caroline, could you hold this please so they can hear? If you can give, that's my ADA, my ADA advocate. But I need you to listen. Francesca, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Okay, number one, are you actually looking at an order? Are you looking at a warrant? Are you looking at an affidavit attached to a warrant? And is there an ink signed signature, not a stamp?
Did you give the order?
Ma'am, this is Deputy Chief Rich at the Sheriff's Office. We have the signed court order from Judge Meadows.
Why are you
Yes, it
looking
is.
at my baby's
And-
privacy
and-
stuff?
Well, I
well,
mean,
I
like,
don't
why
have
are
to-
you over it? Like,
I
I'm
don't
not
have
saying
to
you're looking
explain.
for
I'm just
something.
watching you do your thing.
Yeah, but it's like,
She's gonna get that.
you know what I mean. Like, you
I can't even believe you didn't
I'm not being
say that.
disrespectful to you.
well, you're over my shoulder to look down there. Like, I'm not doing anything. That's all.
No, I'm not. I didn't say doing anything wrong.
I just meant, I'm in trauma, sir, right now, and I just meant that,
Okay, well, I'm
you
not going to
know,
argue this with you over the phone so that you can have a nice day.
Wow. That's my ADA advocate, sir. That's federal. That's federal, sir.
It can be universe. I don't care.
Can you answer, or who is that calling?
and that's everyone who lives in the home?
Yes. Okay. And Meghan. Okay.
Honey, I love you so much. I love you. Sweet baby. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Esther. God bless you. God bless you, sweet baby. This is kidnapping. This is kidnapping. I love you so much. God bless you.
Alright, we gotta okay, so
I'm
can you,
doing it,
ma'am,
sir.
I know you are. I know it's
Would you like,
tough.
can I take her? Would you like her in that blanket?
Yeah, I just don't want to be too hot. I was sweating
Okay.
and stuff, so I'm
Do you
just
want
worried
her to
about her
take the
temperature.
blanket?
Yeah, you can take the. This is so evil.
Would you like me to take that blanket too, or just this little one?
Yeah, because it probably smells like. Please keep that with her.
You give it to me.
Where's the other blanket so we can take it? Wait, I want to walk out with you, please. Don't just walk out when I'm trying to get a blanket.
Oh, I thought you had it.
No, she was getting it. Thank you.
Go ahead, bud. No, I'm good.
She needs to be with her mother.
You can stop right there. You have no involvement in this.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
You can stop right there. You have no involvement in this. You have no relation to that child or anything like that. You are simply a friend to her, and that's as far as the extent you can go.
You can record right there all you want.
We're all recording. We've been recording this entire time.
I'm not worried about that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just giving you instruction.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Looks like we can get a lot of rain.
Storm.
Yeah. All right.
What's up?
So we're going to get a lot of rain.
I think so.
Yeah. We need it.
That's my son coming.
Okay.
In the Corvette.
Okay.
And the red Corvette?
Yeah, the orange one. Okay. Just so you know, he doesn't know what's coming.
Okay. Oh, you're good.
Oh, can you let Phillips
I think he's already gone.
No, he never left.
He doesn't have to.
No, whatever. He's got a hard on for this case. That's fine. It's all good. I get it.
I don't think there's anything personal in this whole thing. But
Well, you can just tell by people's, body language that there's certain people or certain people are more interested than others. That's
I
all.
think it's more of the fact that we've kind of wasted like 8 cups times here.
You
for
just missed
4
Dilts,
hours.
like-
He wouldn't let me come out. They cop.
You just told me off, and I don't care. You didn't.
Yeah, no, I was just telling him he's got a special place in his heart for this case, for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
he does. And he goes, I don't care. I don't know anything. You just missed him being so
I know.
nasty.
No, the cop wouldn't let me come around.
And you saw on tape that he said he's leaving, and he never left.
No, he never left. He was around the corner. I saw him.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw him.
And they're all standing. Look at them all
I know.
standing.
I know. Wow, I can't believe they took the kid like that.
Listen again. If you could resistance, that's it. Dilks.
Yeah.
I need both of you guys' IDs and names and date of birth, whatever's easier for you.
For what?
Oh, I can. Do you need my ID
Because
or
you're
what's that?
subject to a criminal investigation.
What does that mean?
It means you're subject to a criminal investigation, so you're required to identify yourself. You can either identify yourself or you can go to jail. Choice is yours.
No, but what's the investigation? I mean, I don't have. But you have my.
Interfering with child custody.
How did we?
Because we've been sitting out here for 3 hours with a judge's order telling you that you're required to relinquish
we
the
were
children.
talking. Nothing was
Refusing
said.
to let
You have your ID?
What? This is harassing.
You guys already know who I am. You already seen
I
me.
don't know who you are.
Well, I'm just saying. My card's right here.
I don't even know what card you have.
You have your ID, ma'am? Thank you.
I was hindering.
Well, that was quite interesting, folks. Anybody want to put their 2 cents in on that video? That was Meghan Walsh, daughter of John Walsh, of notoriety from America's Most Wanted.
Were they just trying to give them criminal charges? Is that what was happening there at the end?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Or obstruct?
What
Yeah.
day was that?
Yourself.
This was the day before yesterday when this video was posted by another page. on Facebook, but so it appears to have happened like 2 days ago, I believe.
In what
I've
state?
seen
In
other
what
videos.
state?
I believe it's Florida.
I seen she had a couple other videos posted up. I hadn't seen this one yet.
You want to put your 2 cents in, Lizzie, on that? Because you're down there in Florida. That is where she's at, right? Where this occurred, I believe. Is that correct? For our
As
viewers?
far as I know. Yeah, actually, the funny piece is we were in the very area when that was going on.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I thought about stopping in,
Should have.
but I had an
Yeah,
order.
that would have
Fortunately, I
been huge.
couldn't.
We could have really got a whole lot of freaking holy, that would have been awesome, man, if we could have got in on that.
Yeah, I
Would
would have
really
been. I was
improve the
hoping, I was
traffic.
hoping that when I
Wait.
came back through from all my orders that they'd still all be there, and I was going to stop in.
The website
but they
traffic or the
weren't there.
podcast traffic I'm referring to.
In reality,
weren't there.
if we don't start standing up as communities together, every single one of those neighbors in that neighborhood
Right.
is standing there with her between that baby and the devil.
Exactly.
Because that's what those people are not human. That this isn't, we're not here to break down man. You know what I mean? Like, we're not here to destroy man. That is an agenda that we're in. They're indoctrinated into this. They're not human anymore. And it's gonna take communities to save our kids. We can't stand alone like that.
Hey, Dottie, you want to come on
might have
camera
a few
so our
people
viewers
there,
can
but
see who they're
she
talking
can't
to?
stand alone.
I know.
Dottie, you want to come on camera real quick? Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I do know that I know their head director. And I thought about calling him regarding their case because of how they were acting. I did not contact him yet because today was another busy day at work. I made like $156. I was nonstop today. I just got done actually, right before I jumped on the Zoom. But I think tomorrow I'm going to try to contact their head captain. I know him personally, actually, so that's really nice.
Oh, yeah?
And so I'm going to let him know exactly what kind of went down there, since now we got to see the video of everything. I mean,
Right.
I saw some while I was, driving by.
This is the other day, right? This was the third that this
Since
happened?
when does anybody have any custody over your child? Oh, you're obstructing
Liz,
custody.
No, they
Liz,
don't have
Liz, was this on the third that this happened?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
They didn't have custody. They needed her permission. They needed her to give that kid over.
They need her signature to give any rights of custody, whether it be physical
They were
or
there
legal.
3
They
hours
have to
because
have
they
the
couldn't
parents
come through the
signing it.
door.
Exactly. Where down here, like
opened it.
what they did was wrong. First and foremost, what the officers that were there did was wrong. For the mere factor of, yes, when she says that, she has documentation, she was never notified prior about any of this. Should have been notified. So she has a really good case on her to going forward. On top of that, the other
those
thing I would
documents?
recommend would be her contacting the Florida governor. He is a really big key in a lot of this.
Those documents have as much authority or power or mean as much as the fucking dollar bill. They don't mean fucking
What
shit.
I really want to see her papers, because I want to see if there's a court seal there. Because if
It
there's
don't
no
matter.
Florida court
That is
seal,
just paper shuffle. It's just fucking
right.
It's nothing.
But
I
the
can
only
write
way-
anything on a piece of paper and show up at your door and mean I can take your kids.
No.
I don't care who the fuck you are with your
Here's the
signature.
problem. They have to have due process of law. And down here in Florida, that is one thing that they are very, very, very strict upon. And if there is no due process of law, if the governor finds it out, he racks a living everything out of them.
Are we talking law or their statutes? Or
Down
the color of
here-
law? They're, the shit that don't matter.
Well, a lot of times the officers that were there, I'm going to give you something about those officers. They're shitheads. They're not worth it. And this has been an ongoing problem with those officers. Multiple times over. And the captain, like the head one in charge of them, he has gotten very frustrated with them. For instance, they did that down here where we are that very same night to another family down here where we stay underneath the bridge. For no apparent reason, because the parents were out here fishing at the pier. Some dumb weird ass calls into 911 and says, oh, they have a baby out here and the baby's, getting too cold, this and that. Baby had plenty on. Mind you, it was 80 degrees. I wouldn't have been wrapping the child up like it's fucking wintertime either. And, they had it dressed for the appropriate temperature. So when the police came out, of course, there's lovely little same ones. They tried the same stunt. Well, I was here. Didn't go so well for him because I stepped in and said, excuse me, first and foremost, it's 80 degrees. Are you going to expect a child to be in winter stuff at 80 degrees? He just kind of looks at me like they kind of stammered when I walked up on him, right? They hate that when you walk up on them like that. They absolutely hate it. Then, well, at first he had told me, oh, you can't come in and, intrude. And I said, excuse me, I have the right to walk here when I want to walk here, and you're not going to tell me what I can and cannot do. I have more power than you because I'm a citizen. And he just kind of looked at me like, oh shit, now what? He didn't know what to do. And he just kind of like got all freaky, like freaking scared, just kind of clamming up, and stuff like that. And I said, well, I wonder how your governor would like to hear what you're doing right now. And he's like, kind of looks at me like kind of out of the corner of his eye. Why are you asking? And I said, well, don't you think it'd be right for the governor to know what you're doing right now? He said, no, he don't need to know. I said, oh, really? I said, okay, that's fine. I called him right up. Told him what's going on. He wanted to speak to the mother and the father. So he spoke to them. He told the officers, they leave right now or he'll be here in 10 minutes. He said, and by the way, I'll be there in 10 minutes anyway, and you better not be there. Oh my, they left out of here so fast. They squealed their tires and all. And he came. 10 minutes later, he came. And he stayed there until they left. And I'm not sure he followed them out. I'm not sure if he was following back to their place or what. But nicely enough, the governor of Florida has a place 10 minutes from us. He also has a place up close to Tallahassee, which is the main head spot in Florida. So he has two different places. And most of the time during the weeks, he's here in the area, whereas weekends, he's up in Tallahassee. And it also depends on what meetings he has and stuff like that, whether he's in the area or Tallahassee. I've had some instances where I called and he was the whole way in Tallahassee. But it just really depends on what he is going. But I would suggest that she would call the Florida governor.
So,
that would be my quickest and best.
Liz, what do you think the outcome is going to be of as a result of this incident going viral? Because this recently just happened, and I was reading up on it, and apparently it went viral, and that's why it's such a big deal. But it did go viral, and this is just this is breaking news, especially considering the content we cover. The subject matter that we cover. This is huge. What do you think the fallout will be of this now that so many people are aware of it because of how it went viral? What's your take on that?
Because it went viral,
do you think we're going to get any effective change out of this? Is what I'm kind of trying to get at.
I think she's going to get a lot of people on her side. I think she's going to get a lot of people. Where do I want to say? Coming around her and helping it even go viral even more. And I think the outcome is going to be they're going to get so scared that they're going to quicker return the children.
Okay.
Yeah, I sure would like to know if she's kin to Kate Walsh. That's what I like to know. If she has kin also to Kate Walsh, that is the CEO of Boston Medical Center, Kate and Jimmy Walsh. And then Marty Walsh was the one that was found guilty. I don't know if he was found guilty, but I know it was a case with something to do with something with assault, child assault. I have to go back on the details. Yeah, I want to know if what's her name? Michelle Walsh, Meghan Walsh. What's her name? Michelle.
Megan. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'd like to know if Meghan Walsh is related to. Excuse me, the Walshes there in Massachusetts.
Yes, she
Jimmy,
is.
Marty.
Yes, she is.
She is.
Interesting.
Yes, but distantly, yes.
Well, that's the ones involved with the kidnapping of my son, where somebody used a different name. He used the name Edward, Teddy, and Brandon as a social worker there at the Boston Medical Center, and then somebody whispered to me that works there, because I asked for his supervisor. He got his pregnant coworker. Her name was Peggy, and somebody told me to the side. They said that's not his supervisor. That's his coworker.
Mm-hmm. Typically, they're known to do that. But yeah, she is distantly related.
That's
And
interesting.
she sure needs to come on here.
A little bit of information to know.
The funniest thing is Megan normally comes out to the
I'm not
pier
surprised
quite
at
often
all.
to fish in the evenings, and we haven't seen her since that. So sometimes I would like to stop in and see how she's doing, and I could call you guys so you guys could all hear. Maybe Stephen, maybe when I can do that someday if she's home, hopefully she's not at a visit or something like that. Maybe when I stop in, Megan.
Oh, you can get a hold of her and get her on the show. That would be great. Shit.
I can go right to her place. Like she's probably.
That would be freaking awesome if you could get her on the show. That would be awesome.
Where I'm at, she's
and definitely expose Kate Walsh now.
Yeah, she's probably about 15 minutes drive away.
Yeah, that's definitely something you should go for. Definitely go for it and try and get her on, because like that would be huge. That would be really huge.
I definitely. I think I had friend requested her on Facebook. She never accepted me, so I don't know. Maybe she I don't know. The last post was quite a while ago, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're right there. Go and just see. Just go and see if she's there and ask.
Because she normally comes here to the pier and fishes in the evening, and she hasn't come around. I normally say hi to her and talk a little bit, but she hasn't come around since this happened at all. She hasn't come around. So
well, I'm not surprised considering the trauma what she just went through.
Well, yeah, but I'm really concerned. Did they try to do something since to her?
Oh yeah, no, I get exactly what you're talking about.
That's another reason I want to stop in. That would be my main
concern too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I want to stop in, and like even if the lady that she was with there, even if she's home, maybe I could just talk to her and tell her to pass it on to Megan.
Yeah, definitely.
And tell Megan to give me a call.
Yeah, see what you can do on your end for sure.
Maybe Stephen, I can get her onto a Zoom call with you, and maybe we can go from there.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great, because I think people need to hear her story, and I think that she should be the one to tell it. So
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And it's kind of been I've been getting kind of worried because she's not coming to the pier, and even though she's had her other 3 kids ripped, like one time after a visit, she was pretty stressed out with what they were doing. And she actually came here down to the bridge to do some fishing, to just chill and relax. And then she went, which is just across the bridge. On the other side of the bridge, we have a beach. And so she went to the beach, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm waiting on orders. I don't have nothing. I'll go over and sit with her for a while. So I went over there and probably only sat about 15 minutes. I got an order. But I mean, it was 15 minutes. At that point, she was still big. She was preggo, but yeah. But yeah, when she had the baby, of course, I hadn't seen her for a while because she had the baby. So she wasn't home for a bit. But then she had come out after the first day that, the baby was home, the second and third day and fourth day. And then the 5th day, this happens.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the days leading up to her baby getting taken. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah. Only 5 days old and they took her. Like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah. I mean, the 3 days before that, she was down here at the pier fishing.
Yeah, what that video and what it shows happened to her exemplifies and is a perfect example for what's going on to everybody, to all of you guys. But it's a good general example. And one that everybody will be familiar with, and I think that's huge. That's going to be key, because that's good. I mean, she's got she because of her, her last name and who she is. She's got that notoriety where people will thought, she gets, she's going to bring a huge following anytime.
Yeah. And that's the unfortunate part, because of the last name that she does have, the Welsh.
It can be a double-edged sword, I'm sure. I'm sure she gets really irritated with paparazzi and everything multiple times. I don't blame her.
She's made it very clear. She don't like that she's related to him. She absolutely
definitely not.
She said out of them all, she is one of the most, the rose among all the thorns. And, I'm sure that's hard for her to say, because I mean, that's the way I am in my family. Like, I'm the rose out of the thorns, and I'm not.
Or like the black sheep in the family, basically.
Yeah, that's another way to say it. Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, that's how it was for me, and my sister, growing up.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts to have to say that, and I'm sure I know. I mean, I know it hurts her to have to say that, because especially who she's related to. It
right.
it's sad for her to have to say all that, but unfortunately, yeah, it is the truth for her end of the family.
Right.
I mean, the people that she's with there, you know, they're not family, yes, but they are very good friends with her, and they do help her a lot. And like even here at the like when she would come to the pier, they were with her to fish, and like she would help her with the baby, whatever she needed. Like when the last 3 days prior to that, when she was here with the baby, she accidentally had actually fell. When she was pushing the stroller out, she fell over a rock because it was dark when they left.
Ouch.
She fell over a rock. So thank God the baby was in the stroller, but the lady that was there with her had actually had to stop the stroller because the stroller kept on going because it was downhill. So she grabbed the stroller, and the guy that was recording there is the guy that was also with him, and he helped get her up and ask her if she's all right. I mean, she was limping a little bit. She had a swollen ankle to it. I'm not sure if she sprained her ankle or what or not, but yeah, I mean, that was quite a night for them. And then that was actually the last thing we saw him. So that was night 4.
That was on the second thing, correct? When that happened?
That was night 4. And then day 5 is when the child was taken. But she
no, that would have been if this happened on the 3rd, then and you said it was the day before that. Then day 4 would have been the night before that. You know, they would have been the second, right?
They were here on the 2nd.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, they were here on the 2nd.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to establish a solid a traceable timeline is all.
Yep. The funniest thing is the first day she came here with the baby, which was baby day 2 home. And she said very clearly, she said, I'm half scared that they're going to try to come and take my child again.
Right. I'm not surprised. I mean, a lot of people, you hear that a lot with people that have been victims of the CBS family corruption. Like they do that a lot to a lot of you guys like that.
Yeah. And like when they see one family one time, then it's just a continual harassment. They want to keep going and going and going and coming back one after the next. I mean, the longest time we've gone without them on our backs, harassing, threatening, you know, not doing due process, etc., has been only 6 months.
Right.
Since our oldest one of almost 3 has been born. And that's ridiculous. I mean, 6 months out of 3 years.
I want to get the Bowles family's reaction to that video. What do you guys think about that? Tamsin and Reggie Bowles, are you there?
I'm here. I'm still processing everything.
Okay, you want to put on your camera, you guys? I wanted to get your guys' input on that.
Reggie's in hold on, Reggie's in there. Hold on one moment.
All righty.
Hey, Stephen, you know what I was also thinking?
What?
She said about the federal agent or the federal whatever. I forget what she said. She was a federal agent or something.
Mm-hmm.
That she has her case in federal.
Mm-hmm.
She may be able to help all of us that are going through it with that.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah.
You know, that may be a good step for us as well.
Yes, definitely. Agreed.
And maybe she can get us involved with that federal agent she's working with, and maybe
that would be something that would be a good solid lead for sure to maybe get you guys on the right track to what, you know, somewhere where, you know, somebody will make that we can ensure that we'll get it done if need be, you know.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Did you hear what her federal agent was saying there on the phone?
No, I was actually doing something else in the background while I was playing, but I watched it briefly, like most of it already, but I did not get the last part.
So she was saying, do they have a court order, and do they have the affidavit with the allegations, and was there able to be due process? And they hung up on her.
Oh wow. So Tamsin, what do you want to what did you think of that video? You know who that was? That was Meghan Walsh, John Walsh's daughter. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that I first of all, I didn't know she was pregnant this whole time until the other day when I saw that on a CPS News network. I knew about her other 3 kids. So after all this time, if she's pregnant, I figured with what she's up against, if she's pregnant anyway, then yeah, it's not unexpected. But so I was really upset just to see it. And
right.
Yeah. Okay. And then at the end, when they asked for her warrant, they didn't have a warrant. Not that it would have mattered.
Right.
They didn't even have a warrant. No one was bringing that up that I could see. And to ask for her ID when they already know who she is, why would they ask for her ID? There you go.
Well, I mean, they're just having to take her word for it. They probably have to, because they have to check to make sure that people are who they say they are. Probably is the most
I've
likely
never seen
reason
them
on
ask
that.
for ID when they might have been taken twice, and they never asked for her ID.
Maybe they do sometimes,
So
maybe they
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
But yeah,
And then they're threatening to arrest her.
it would have
because-
probably been in my at least based on my common sense would be like to check that they are who they say they are. But it's a different
and they'd
situation.
already taken their baby. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no, I know.
Yeah, they're just trying something, and they're
It's something.
threatening to
Yeah,
arrest
why
her.
would they do that if they already know who she is and are taking her baby? Exactly. No,
Yeah,
that's
And then they're threatening to arrest her.
Yeah.
They're threatening to arrest her.
Down here, they are required to check ID.
okay. That explains it. Yeah, because I was thinking it, but I was probably regarding because of state law.
Yeah,
That's all.
Yeah, down here, state law, they have to have the baby in the D.C.F. hands, and then the police are required to come back. And if the parents want to file a police report, anyway, as is without a police report, they are required to see ID of the parents. Yes.
Yeah, and they were threatening to arrest her for because it took a while to get in. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, because
illegal.
would
Yeah.
take-
No, that's illegal down here. Real quickly illegal.
Mhm. That probably would have been obstruction charges if anything. But I mean, it's not obstructing. But yeah,
But
I can
it's
see
not
them saying that.
obstructing. Yeah, when it comes down to
yeah,
her
definitely.
rights,
Yeah,
it
it's not.
can. Yeah, no. And the judge or the governor down here will see that real quickly. That was not obstruction of justice. And he will say that straight out, just harassment and them, not following rules and regulations down here.
Yeah.
Florida is a very, very strict state, especially for DCF. They are very, very strict down here. And they must follow the guidelines or else, basically, is the way the governor likes to say it.
What do you think of that, Dottie? Or that what we just watched?
I think a lot of things.
Go ahead, put your 2 cents in for a minute. Give us your perspective.
Well, one, I don't think they really truly had any jurisdiction to take the baby because they wouldn't have waited it out there 3 hours for her to open the door. So, I mean, look, when they have a warrant and they're coming for you, what do? They come in. Like, they're not going to sit outside with the warrant convincing you to open the door for 3 hours. They needed permission. She had to give them, they had to open the door. That gave them permission to come in. You know what I'm saying? That starts giving them jurisdiction over the body. It's trickery, and people need to know what the tricks are. I don't think they had jurisdiction. I don't think they really had any true custody of that baby, or they would have came in and took the fucking baby. They wouldn't have waited 3 hours and then want to charge them with some chumped up bullshit criminal charges there at the end. Some bullshit.
Yeah, total bullshit.
3 hours,
Total
just like for
bullshit.
my child, to open the door. To convince them 3 hours to open the damn door. Now they're pissed because they sat out there for 3 hours. So now they're going to chump up some charges on them. Obstruction, my ass. Look, the people that need their guns taken away are people like those people that were at her door. Those people need their guns taken. I mean, the one
Absolutely.
guy. I wonder how many times he
completely
beats
agree
his
with
wife
you,
when he
Dottie.
goes home. Huh?
I said I completely agree with you, Dottie.
That was kidnapping. That was baby snatching, child trafficking. That's all that was. It was nothing more, nothing less. When did they get custody over a 5-day-old baby more so than the mother? And how the fuck did they get that custody? Who gave it to them? Who has the right to take the custody of your child from you?
Nobody.
Nobody, not even a judge. The judge does not have that right just to take your fucking custody. There's got to be circumstances. Not just because 3 other kids got caught up in their fucking child trafficking shit, so now we just get to come take any child you have.
They have to have due process of law in order to take it.
This is intentional Hitler stuff going on.
Their laws bullshit. Their statutes are bullshit. They don't.
What did you say? Return Jaguar? Say that one more time.
Put any
intentional Hitler stuff going on.
Yeah, no, it's exactly that's exactly what it is. But this time they're doing it to all of us 99%ers. They're doing it to everybody. That's the 99%. That's not the elite. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I completely agree. What they're using are Nazi tactics.
This isn't due process. There was no harm, damage, or loss to anybody. There was no laws broken. You know, when there's a custody battle and you call the cops, that's civil. The cops can't even be there involved in the middle of that. So why are they involved?
That's what, yeah. And you're supposed to have a warrant.
No, look, this is an agenda that we're all caught up in because shit is hitting the fan, and we all know that. Like, there's shit just going crazy. Like, this world's completely flipped upside down. And what they do, and this is how they've done it for years, is they steal a society's children. When they steal the children, the society disassociates themselves from the truth. When you do that, they steal your history and keep you enslaved and inform you, like mold you the way they want you going forward. That's all this is. This is steal our children to make us dissociate, to take our history.
Yep, makes sense.
In the past. The orphan train. That's exactly what that was. Those were stolen kids. So they could change.
Yes, our children are stolen children. That's what our children are stolen children.
Right, because they need to disassociate the whole damn society because they're about to get caught up They're getting called out.
If you notice,
however,
caseworkers were extremely fidgety. And the one just leaned back on the wall like she was half scared because she knew what she was doing was not legal.
They don't care. They're not scared. They don't care. They think they're above that law. They think they can do whatever they want. That's why they're doing it. Those people don't care. Those people aren't human.
Exactly. But it's just like when we told
they may be human. Human actually means monster. Those people are not man or woman. They're not the same as I.
They're not civil, decent, nor orderly. Because even the devil's about the devil a fool with them.
Yeah, those are the devil.
That's just too disorderly.
We call them narcissists and no empathy.
How many times those guys go home and beat their wives? You can see it on them. You can see what they are and what they're about.
But a lot of times they don't care.
They want to actually say something about it. It took 3 hours to take your kid from you.
Yeah, if they're law enforcement, they think they can get away with whatever. But when you tell them, excuse me, we're U.S. citizen, we have more power than you. They absolutely hate that. Or if you walk up on them, they hate that as well. They absolutely hate that. It scares them shitless. They don't know what to do then.
I'm actually surprised that they didn't go to the hospital. I mean, after the baby was born, and I'm glad they didn't. But I mean, I'm kind of surprised actually.
I think she had a home
birth. Did they ever say why they were taking the kid? Like, what was their reasoning for the order?
I didn't hear nothing about that.
It's probably because her other 3 kids are in. I mean,
right. That's what I say. She's a part of the system, but they got to come up with their bullshit. I was just curious what their bullshit was.
But they said that they didn't know nothing about her other case. They do. They're just choosing not to say because the damn lie. They don't know nothing about the other case. Try again.
Everything
that's what I would have told them. Bullshit. Lie to me in my face again. That's not going to work.
Nothing they say is truthful. So I mean, just expect everything to be lies. And then look, she had that attorney. What good is that attorney? When you have a caseworker in your home telling you, oh, you have an attorney, let your attorney fight that for you. That's the way to do it. That's exactly how you don't do it. That is just part of their system. They are handling you. That's just being handled so they can do whatever the hell they want to do. When enough people stop hiring attorneys, they won't have anybody to do that with. You cut out half of their cabal. If people just stop hiring the damn fucking attorneys.
And that's why
cut out half of the fucking people.
They hate that because then they're not being able to give the money. But
well, they have nobody to collude with. If you get rid of their colluder, who the fuck they gonna collude with to take your kid? Surely not you.
Right now, I have so many personal tasks. What I need is assistance with the writing of the court papers. I need urgent assistance. I have so many emails.
I'm good at typing up legal paperwork. I have a knack for it. So if you got one of these days soon, let's touch base. Do you have my number, Return Jaguar?
Why do we call her?
No, I don't have your number.
All right, I'm gonna message it to you on Signal, okay? Later after the show, and then we'll touch base there.
Hey, Steven, got a question.
I definitely need assistance with that.
I can help you with that.
They would have had to put my ass in jail to get that baby.
And I also want to let people know about this other scam that's going on also with the But there are those, what they're doing is they're collecting
you cut out there
information
for a
of your
second.
story.
Can you repeat the last 10 seconds? I'm sorry, you cut out for a good solid 7 seconds there for a minute.
I was saying they have the scam of the nonprofits. I'm not saying that all nonprofits that's doing this class action lawsuit are guilty of it, but there are those that are guilty of it. They'll get there and have you write a report of your story, and then they'll be doing something similar what the NAACP did with the Wells Fargo and other. And I had another class action that I was in a long time ago when the water had turned yellow and they took our money to go build a park, and they're going to say, well, we put it in a newspaper. So let me tell you about the recent what the nonprofit's doing. They'll have you sign up your story, and then they'll go meet up with the attorneys. And so they're saying that you have to go through them and meet up with the attorneys, do it as a class action. So I said, well, are they going to contact me? Am I going to have input? Are you going to make sure? They was like, oh, well, I can't guarantee that to you. So I'm like, well, you need to have where each one of us are continuously updating and have a syllabus or deadlines of contacting us or making sure that we're updated. And so that's like one of the nonprofit scams that are saying that, for us that's going through this situation of our kidnapped children that's happening this does include ones that I've did group activities with that's doing this. This doesn't make sense for you to be doing a class action and you don't have a syllabus deadline met with the attorney or guarantee that they're.
Hold on, you cut out there for a second. Can you go ahead and repeat the last 7 seconds again?
Okay, I was saying it doesn't make sense to be doing what they're calling a class action lawsuit, and then they do not get there and make sure that we're updated, letting us know of deadlines, and even replying, oh, well, I can't guarantee that the lawyer is going to contact you. So then that means that the nonprofit or whoever claim, however it's written up, you may not even get the case number, is the one that's doing it. There's like these nonprofits that come under the guise of though they helping us mothers that's having kidnapped children. We're already going through trauma. They're stealing concepts and then they're doing class action. And I'm not saying it could be legit ones, but this is where the wheat from the tare has to be separated.
Okay, a good way to know that is if they're getting any kind of government funding.
I completely agree with you, Richard Jaguar, on that 100%. Because you're right, there is some stuff going on, some stuff that's intentionally being done to muddy the water, so to speak, and makes things seem more complicated than they are. But that's where misinformation comes into play. And you got to remember, you guys, this is they're doing this not only through the mainstream, but they're also doing it in the alternate media. We see too. We see stuff popping up where we have people that are actually like, you think they're that they're legit or even really for the cause, and come to find out they're working for the other guy.
Steven.
I said
she
they'll say you're a
accepted
sovereign
my friend
citizen.
request on Facebook. Do you want me to send her the link and see if she's able to jump on?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Hold on a second. It might cut me out if I do that. Just let me
That's
back
fine.
into this.
That's fine. Yeah, give it a shot. See what happens.
All right. Sounds
So, hey, Dottie, you want to just do let's go over your thing here in a minute. Your little press release. I mean, I'll go over it. I'll read it if you don't want to, but I have I also got a little. Well, while we're waiting for Liz, let's just do a little intermission to share some of our awesome bonfire stuff that you can get. So actually, we don't even need to do that. We can just do it through OBS. Hold on.
That's a great shirt.
There we go.
She said she has a visit early tomorrow morning, so she's getting ready to go to bed, so she's not going to be able to jump on, but she will maybe able to another time, maybe.
Nice. Perfect. That'll work. Awesome. Tell her that we'd love to have her on one of these days soon.
Sounds good. I'll let her know.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Liz. Much appreciated.
Yep. I'm asking her if there's a time tomorrow I can stop in as well, see what she says.
Perfect.
See if she has an opening or maybe, sometime soon.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you very much. Awesome. That'll be a great person to have on, and that'll be huge.
Yeah, sounds good. I told her we got to see her video. She said, "Oh, you did?" I said,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she was surprised. She said, "That thing went viral."
I did. It really did.
Yeah, it did. It went viral. It's crazy.
Well, that'd be amazing to be able to have her on too. It'd be such a big voice,
Oh, yeah, definitely. No joke.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, tomorrow she said it's not going to work for me to stop in. She'll let me know when.
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'll update you, Stephen, when I know more.
Sounds good. Hey, well, I'm just gonna try and share this on here. I'm gonna mute everybody's mic except for mine because I'm trying to share the thing through OBS real quick. Can y'all see that?
Can you pull it up a little bit, Stephen?
Yeah. Can y'all see that?
Yep, see it good now. Good job. Thank you.
This is the bonfire store that it's called FU Family Court. And hold on, let me zoom in on this a little bit. Can y'all see that?
Sure can.
Isn't that awesome?
Is that a baby, Stephen?
It is. Dottie designed it.
Okay. Trying to see what that was. I like that.
I love it.
There we go. Much better. Perfect. All right, cool. And I got one for your just teed bonfire for your other stuff you made.
But I think it's only like $22.99, $23. That shirt's funny for $23.
Can you just go onto that www.bonfire.com and find them?
Yes, it is. That's correct.
I'm going to try to get one, Stephen.
Well, this is for the Just Teed store. The other one is it is right here. It is there we go.
Can you send that over to me, Stephen, on Signal then?
I will. Sorry, I'm just trying to scale it down for our viewers so everybody can see it.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephen.
There we go. Everybody can get it at bonfire.com/FU-family-court. That's for the FU Family Court with the what is that, a ultrasound picture?
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's for FU ultrasound baby. FU Family Court ultrasound baby. That's what it's for this particular
That's too cute.
product.
I have a daughter that did that with an ultrasound, so that's cute.
And then we have the other one, which is where you can get other related merchandise to news for us, the box podcast, which is going to be airing soon, t-shirts, mugs, you name it. So if you support our work and love the work that we're doing, please show your support and get a mug or a shirt or something. We got a bunch of great designs that Angie put together for us, and she's really got a gift for doing that. So
the bag's pretty cool.
And then we got mug, T-shirt. See that the one on the right? That's the News for Us T-shirt. The one on the left is the Box Podcast T-shirt. Freaking layers, man. There we go. Stolen Children shirt, journal. What is it? What is that? A journal?
Yeah.
Angie? Okay.
Yeah.
And then mind your own motherhood. Then you got the baby onesies that says "This ends with me." And it has, what is that? A sailing boat or a shipping container boat?
Yeah.
Okay.
The shipping container,
And then little print, and this has a hand print, and then ends with me. It's like a dog tag basically, or price tag on the baby on the top says this ends with me, right? Yep. Oh, human trafficking ends with me. Okay, perfect. And we got a bunch of other stuff there too, like a couple more different mugs. Between Two Worlds. What does that say, Dottie? Can you tell our viewers?
Which one? The mug?
The one on the left, the Between Two Worlds mug. Mug.
It says we now walk between two worlds. This one and a better one.
Oh, nice. I like that. And then there's a FU Family Court, or the Bird too, toffee mug.
And then those are water bottles.
And this one's right here, the water bottle, Mind Your Motherhood. And then we got FU Family Court, the Bird, a water bottle, shirt, and then nothing. What does it say?
I can't see which one you're on.
It's the one on the far right, the one next to the FU Family Court pink one.
I don't know. Scroll down so I can see. Or do I need to scroll down? There's the Lovisa, and then the Free the Children, or Save the Children, like the Earth in a Cage.
Nothing. The what?
I don't know which one you're on. I don't see what you're seeing.
This one right. Nothing. Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing trumps mom. That's what it says.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, nothing trumps.
I couldn't
mom.
see the middle, the word trumps, because it was too light. That's what I'm
talking about. Who gave them the right to take her custody? Who had?
I got the Sacred Lovisa shirt, another Sacred Lovisa icon, a collection, and different style of logo, and then the Save the Children cage locked. So we got a bunch of good stuff here, people, for you. And so show your support. Anyways, go ahead, Dottie. Sorry.
Look, that's like the shirt says, nothing trumps mom. Like, who gave them permission to come in and take that baby? Who trumped her word about who that baby went to? Like, that baby grew inside her. How does anybody trump her?
You can't trump mom. You can't. You just can't. Nothing trumps mom, Mama bears.
No, it's a sacred bond. That baby's supposed to be bonding with her right now. They're trying to kill that. I mean,
they are.
Right
that's absolutely what they're doing. They're carrying the kids away from the parents, traumatizing the shit out of them.
And they're starting to change the wording up a little bit. They're calling moms birthing parents now. Like, you're just a birthing parent. Like,
that sounds really like, what the fuck? What are they trying to say? It's pretty obvious with the name of
just
that,
like
that
they're the ones that
definition or
change
that
wording
that
to the
term.
best interest of the child. It's all part of their witchcraft shit.
Yeah. That's why I have to write when I be writing up papers and stuff, I have to write conception to delivery and caregiving since then.
Right, there's all kinds of things you have to do. You write your name in all caps, you're dead. It's dead people that have their names in full caps. Go ask the guy at the cemetery, he'll tell you.
So, hey, let's segue into our last segment, which is, here we go. What do you think of that, Dottie? I just put that together a minute ago. Angela Freiner trial press release calling all court watchers. And so with that, here we go. Missouri residents at News for Us World will host a public press conference in Clayton, Missouri on Tuesday, August 2nd. And I got another screenshot. I'll read the whole thing on the other one, because I don't think there's enough time on this one to do it. But there's a little video clip Angie put together for this, and then we got another one too. For immediate release, Missouri residents are speaking out. Contact Stephen Phillips. Clayton, Missouri, August 2nd, 2022 at 9 a.m. Missouri residents in News for Us World will host a public press conference in Clayton, Missouri on Tuesday, August 2nd to discuss the horrific abuse perpetrated by court professionals, psychologists, guardians ad litems, children protective services, social workers, attorneys, and judges against the residents of Missouri to provide updates on those who spoke out in April of last year to ask the question, why are these people still allowed to harm our Missouri families? Why have thousands of children disappeared from foster care in Missouri? Where are these children now? What will be done to hold those responsible individuals accountable? Media outlets across Missouri have turned a blind eye to child trafficking, rape, and murder in the state. The Kids for Cash operations are taking place behind the scenes of Missouri's family courts system and child protective services, claiming innocent lives. There has not been a single report about a child among the thousands of foster children who have disappeared. A voice has not been given to a single family. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, cousins, family court monitors, reporters, journalists, podcasters, alternative news networks, advocates, children groups, coalitions, convoys, organizations, warriors, TikTokers, YouTubers, and radio hosts are invited to cover this live historical event. It is imperative that everyone in the community of leaders band together to put an end to the evil that has oppressed our children for far too long. Following the press release, our team encourages you to sit in the trial between Angela Freiner and Judge Nicole Zellweger. A key aspect of this trial is Nicole Zellweger's involvement in the Kids for Cash operation during Angela's custody case. Nicole Zellweger will take the stand in this trial. This is something she cannot avoid. Her participation in the trafficking of Angela's daughter, Delilah, will be addressed. There is no other motive to the email sent to the judge. So what did you guys think of that? What did you think of that one, Dottie?
I think that
Did I do
people
good?
need to be at this press conference. They had one about a little over a year ago. There was 3 news stations there. They put up cameras. I don't even think they hit the record button. You know, these people cried their hearts out.
They went in there like the local news outlets went there pretending like they were recording and didn't even have the cameras on.
Yeah, it was 3 different stations. Only 3 showed up. They had cameras up. I think they were pretending. I really do. I don't think they recorded it. They didn't want any of that shit on recording. They didn't want to have that recorded, you know, or they would be reporting on this stuff. They're still not reporting on this stuff.
Right. Of course
and
not.
All those GALs on that leaked Zoom call are still working with Missouri families, still making bad choices and trafficking our children. Why? Why are they still allowed to be working with us? Nobody on that call should have a job right now.
No, they shouldn't. They should all be in jail. They
If
should
that would
all
have
be
been
in jail.
us and this podcast and we'd all be fired.
We'd all be fired and
yeah,
locked up and put in jail and everything. So how come that there's no how come there's such a double standard when it comes to those that are perpetrating this, that, you know, with those in positions of power, judges, lawyers, guardian ad litems, you know, all that, when they're the ones committing fraud upon the court? How come it is that they're not held accountable to that? There's no accountability at all. It's such a double. There's ones that are rules for us, and then there's ones that are rules for those bastards.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Here's
ain't
the
right.
thing.
That's such a
And
hypocritical stance and thing to have happen in our own planet right now. And it's like, what the hell happened the last couple of years? But that's what's going on. But at the very least, we've found out who the tyrants are and who our enemies are. Now we know who we're dealing with. That's the first step to change.
The whole entire courthouse in St. Louis County.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Tell our viewers
CPS,
how many judges out of all the circuit court in Missouri recuse themselves?
On my case, the whole entire circuit.
Okay, the whole entire circuit of St. Louis County Circuit Court, right?
Yeah, the 21st Circuit Court recused themselves. The entire court recused off.
That's never happened before, you guys. That's never happened. That's a first, isn't it?
Well, it came right after they all recused off of a Vita Tolu's lawsuit. I mean,
Right.
this stuff was back to back from each other.
Right.
So yeah,
But that's never happened before in the state of Missouri, has it?
There's never been that many judges to recuse themselves like that in that
Okay.
short amount of time anywhere in the U.S. like history, like this. You know, it's not normal.
Yeah. So that tells you everything you need to know, people, right there.
You know, and nobody's been held accountable. Like my first GAL was on the phone call. The day that phone call was released was the day they trafficked my daughter. It was the last day I seen my daughter was in that courtroom, the same day that Zoom call was released, when they were calling themselves Kids for Cash. So how are you going to tell me they're not trafficking my child? you know, like
Right,
I see
right.
that later on that day after my daughter's been, or well, actually 2 days later, because I was put in jail, but I see that 2 days after my daughter was, you know, put in a mental ward and I was jailed, them laughing about calling themselves Kids for Cash, thinking that something's funny, you know, like that's how it was
That tells
anything
you
like
they know. They know what they're doing. They know that
exactly
they're
what they're
taking these
doing.
children for money, and they know that's what they're doing it for.
My
And
first
that's
GAL was
wrong.
in that phone
I
call,
mean,
and
if
then
any of us,
when
if
she
any of
left
us
my
would
case,
just go out
the
here and
second
do that, it
GAL
would
was
be a
on that phone
problem.
call.
Ridiculous. I mean, think about
It
it. If
is.
any of us would go out here in this world and take a kid, what would they do to us? Lock us up, charge us with
Exactly.
kidnapping,
Exactly.
etc., etc.
Well, you guys, we had a really great show. We had a good solid 2 hours and 10 minutes. And it was a really great broadcast. We covered a lot of ground. We had quite a few viewers for pretty much the whole thing. So great show tonight, even though we had to kind of improvise, but I did have that clip of the Meghan Walsh thing ready to go just in case, and it worked out for the best. We got a lot of good I mean, that's relevant, very relevant, and I think it's huge. So until next week, you guys. Dottie, what are we doing next week? We have any plans for that? Do you want to do? Let's touch base sometime this week and come up with a plan.
Okay. Well, actually, I do have an idea of some stuff I want.
Go for it.
I want to bring this guy on that talks about law, like real law, like what to do, like knowing your rights and things. Stuff that people really need to start learning to get us through this. You know, like hiring attorneys and giving over your jurisdiction when, you know, you don't have to, you know, they trick you into it. Things that people don't realize is happening.
Right.
Like 3 hours to take her baby from her because I think they needed her permission. I mean, what else does it look like? They didn't just go in and take that baby. They gave that baby up.
Yep.
And they tricked her to do it.
That's so messed up.
They tricked her into doing it. That's sad.
Yeah, no, absolutely it is. Absolutely. All right, so thank you everybody for jumping on. It's been a great show. We will see you guys next week, and I will be putting out the promo probably a little earlier this week. I know we did it last minute this week, you guys, but a couple guests couldn't make it, so it just was one of those weeks, but no worries. And we will also be having Jaclynperkins on after her court date. She says she has court this week, so probably between Tuesday and Thursday-ish we'll have it, where she'll be reading her full 8 pages unedited of her written speech that she had planned on us reading at the rally, but due to time constraints wasn't able to read the whole thing, and we're going to give her an opportunity to do so on the show. All right, you guys, good night. Great show, everybody, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to all our pages and channels on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter and Twitch. Good night, everybody.
Adios, Stephen.
Good night.